The Canon eos-m. This amazing little camera, which you can pick up for around £80 or $80, is just absolutely beautiful. With a fantastic dev team who have turned this camera, using a software called magiclantern, into a 5K raw shooting beast. Absolutely amazing. A lot of us have been using this for years now, and we've got a lot of newcomers, and the group is growing on Facebook every single day. So 2 years ago, I had ideas about turning this into a box cam. I came up with this design here, but the time wasn't right. And yes, it looks funny, but it set my mind off in what could be achieved. So we've had a lot of cameras released lately, like the Arri 35, the V-Raptor XL, and the V-Raptor, the Red Komodo, and the new Sony CINE Alta. So with the designs in technology as they've come along, it's given me an idea on how I can turn this little camera into a cinematic, super production beast. I would like to present to you the Canon eos-m XL.
Begin merge sequence.
So you saw the run and gun footage there, and it was absolutely a dream to shoot that footage. Now, I was hired by a client of a radio station to go out to Brighton and shoot a lot of just random footage of people having fun and just the local scenery. And that footage actually made it onto their social media channel. And that was all shot with the eos-m XL. And it was really fun because we had a lot of people that was coming up to me and asking us which station we was from, TV station, or is that an underwater camera? The comments were absolutely crazy. It was fun. But now you've seen the run and gun footage, we want to take this into a new space now, like a professional space, and see what it can really do. So we came down to Nameless Vision Studios in Croydon, South London. It's an amazing studio, so much bits and pieces what you can do here and scenes which you can set up that if you ever need to hire a studio, this is the place. So check out this video which we done with the eos-m XL.
Hold up, stop 1 minute, wait 2 seconds. Now breathe, so flamboyant, so damn sexy. All you need, don't wanna give it up, but it's my only choice. You're in my head like some paranormal disease, taking over my brain, I can't think, making me feel weak, I feel sick. Damn, this love's abusive to me. To be free. Burning in my head, making me scream louder. Burning in my chest, making me scream louder. Burning in my head, making me scream louder. Louder, louder. Burning in my head, making me scream louder. Burning in my chest, making me scream louder. Burning in my head, making me scream louder. Taking over my brain, I can't think, driving me crazy, making me feel weak, I feel sick, driving me crazy. Damn, this love's abusive to me. Gotta escape to be free. Hold up, stop 1 minute, wait 2 seconds. Now breathe, so flamboyant, so damn sexy. All you need, don't wanna give it up, but it's my only choice. You're in my head like...
So there you go. That was a kind of professional looking shoot that we set up with my friend Official Sayer down at Nameless Vision Studios, and I think it came out absolutely amazing. Shooting with this camera is just like, it's a beast. Now I've shot with bigger cameras before and had cameras all rigged out, but shooting with this camera, I don't know, there's like a sense of satisfaction about it, because you know it's not meant to do what it's doing, and then to have it in a body like this, a professional looking body, is just absolutely crazy. I can't tell you how it feels, and knowing that I made this myself, it's just an extra bonus. So I'm very forgiving of cameras, but with the eos-m, it is a bit too small. When you're trying to rig it all up and then you've got this big lens and this big battery at the back, and it just gets a bit weird looking and the shape looks a bit weird. So I wanted to create something that was similar to the big box cameras that you've got out there, which I mentioned before. And I think I achieved that with this. There will be a few changes I'll make in version 2, but at the moment right now, I'm so happy with how this has turned out. So let's take a closer look at the body and we can see all the features and upgrades that I've made. All right guys, so we're going to take a closer look at the body now so you can see all of the upgrades which I've made, and then I'll tell you about what's going on inside as well. So looking at the side now, we've got a cheese plate here and we've got 2 cold shoe mounts. We've also got a full-size HDMI and we've got a mic in jack at the bottom here. Coming round to the front, I've opted for an EF mount. The reason why I've done an EF mount is because I've got all EF and EFS lenses, and it's much easier for me to adapt all my lenses to EF, but you can choose whatever mount you want. Coming over to this side here, you can see I've got a NATO rail on this side, and this is where you can put on your side handle. We've got the record and control buttons all around the side. So when you've got your handle on the side, you can easily hit your record button without taking your hands away. Now this could have been mapped to the top, but I thought it just made a lot more sense to be put on the side here. Coming round to the rear, we've got 2 cables coming out of here. This cable is the power cable for the internal fan. Yes guys, it does have internal cooling. I put the fan there and it works absolutely amazing. And I'm going to show you that in a second. We've also got the USB for the dummy battery as well, which works absolutely perfect. No problems there. And I've got a Allen key and a small rig V-mount battery plate. Now shifting around to the top, this is where the craziness happens. So on the top here, you can see I've rebapped the screen. So the screen is just sitting right on the top now. In bright sunlight, it's a bit mad, but then you can use your monitor or something just to cover it over, or your mobile phone as a shade as well, because we've got a cold shoe at the top here and one at the bottom. So you can actually just put anything you want in the top or the bottom. I've got multiple quarter 20s all going through, and there's more underneath this mount here. And the end one is actually a 3/8 screw as well. So again, if you've got bigger devices or some sort of bigger mics, you can put them in a 3/8 as well. Absolutely amazing. Underneath this little special little button here, this port. So let me show you this port. So if I pull out this little tab, you can see we've got a USB port there. So we've got a USB-A that will charge devices, and we've got a USB micro, and that's how you charge the 18650 battery, which is inside. This port here is the one I use for the fan. This port here is the one I use for the fan because I wanted the fan to have its own battery. I didn't want it to run off the V-mount and create power loops or any kind of surges, so I put the 18650 in. So if I plug it in, the fan immediately kicks in, and you should be able to hear that. It runs really quiet. But I'm going to show you how it affects the eos-m in a minute, because I didn't think that the fan would make much difference, but it's absolutely amazing. And the hot air is blown out of the vent here. And this vent is actually for the battery and for your SD card if you want to get them in and out. Okay guys, so you saw the BTS in the studio and you saw the camera being used on the gimbal, handheld and all sorts, but now I want to show you how to build out this rig, okay? So first we'll start with a lens. So I've got the Helios on here, and this is a 3D printed Helios. I've showed this on my channel many times from Mountain Breeze. An amazing design this is. Okay, so here it is with just a lens. Looking kind of beastly already. Then we'll put on the side handle. I've got a ZG CINE V-mount battery. And then I'll just connect the power by USB in here into the USB-A. Okay guys, so the monitor we're going to use is the Portkeys PT5. Now I reached out to Portkeys and asked them if they would send me this monitor because I recently used it on a Sigma FP, and that video will be coming out very soon. Portkeys, their monitors are extremely sharp, and the good thing about them as well is that they last ages, even on an NP550 battery. Absolutely love these monitors. Now, this is perfect for the eos-m because it's cheap. It costs you around £130, $130 or so, but it's a beautiful monitor, and I was so happy when they said that they would partner in this video and send me this monitor. So let's get this on. And then we'll power it via D-tap into DC barrel jack. So the Portkeys PT5 is a really sharp monitor. It's a touchscreen monitor. You can zoom to control. It has things like focus peaking, advanced focus peaking as well, which makes it even better. It also has things like force color and LUT control, all sorts of things it has, which makes it perfect for the eos-m. Because when I'm recording on the eos-m, I like to disable all of the on-screen graphics. That way you get more horsepower going to your eos-m, and that will reduce the chance of pink frames. And you really want to reduce the chance of pink frames when you're using an external monitor. So the Portkeys has everything that you're gonna need to make sure your shots are in focus, that they're sharp, and everything's looking amazing. So then we're going to put in the HDMI. So this is a full-size HDMI to a full-size HDMI on the side as well. And then finally, we will add the Rode microphones. So I'll just add one in the bottom here. And then one on the side here. So this Rode here, the mic, this can be transferred to the top. If you're doing a kind of run and gun shoot and you want to keep things a bit more minimal, a bit more nimble, then you can transfer this one to the top, and then that becomes your camera mic, which is much better than obviously using the internal mic. So yeah, this is it. This is the rig. Absolutely bonkers. And now, I know this is kind of big. When you look at this, obviously it's massive. This is huge. This is what you would expect to see on some sort of big budget Hollywood production type thing. But I built this for guys that want that next level up, that kind of cinema experience, handling a cine cam. And when you walk in to do your video shoots and stuff like that, I want you to feel like, you know, I want you to have that experience. A lot of you might think, but you know, the eos-m isn't that great, it's not a great camera, it's got artifacts and stuff like that. I disagree, and there's two people that I want to show you now that are absolutely magicians when it comes to Magic Lantern. Now the first one is Mr. Posey. He does the most amazing commercials. These commercials look so sharp, so clean, so professional. Better than stuff I've seen people shoot like with a Sony FX3 or an A7S III. Absolutely amazing guy, and what he does is beautiful. I'm going to leave his Instagram down below so you can go and check out his channel and see what kind of work he does, but he's also on the Facebook group if you want to ask him any questions. Absolutely top-notch work, my brother.
It's the Chuck Boy chocolate spread. Chuck Boy, spreading happiness.
Now, the second person I want to talk about is David Coriol, if I pronounce that right. This guy is a cinematic master. It's an absolutely beautiful cinematographer, and it's some of the best work, not just on the eos-m, but some of the best work I've seen, period. Looking at his footage is absolutely stunning. It's beautiful, it's soft, it's clean, and it's magical. And he shoots most of his stuff in 1080p. Absolutely amazing. Now, David has kindly put together a tutorial showing you his process in MLV app and in the eos-m settings to help you get the best footage that you can. So head on over to his channel after you finish this video and go and check it out. Thank you, David, for that tutorial, and thank you for being such a gifted cinematographer and sharing all that you do with the group. It's absolutely amazing. Okay guys, so where do we go from here? So the guys who printed this eos-m XL for me were a company called 3D Focus, and I've spoken to him since about, the camera and how well it turned out and how well it performs. And I said to him I would like to go and do a version 2. But the version 2 would have all the cuts in the right places, it would have a platform inside for the M, and the fan and everything would be seated much better. I've got big plans for this, and I can actually even make it a lot smaller. But I don't really want to go from a red design. I want to go for its own design, its own cuboid shape, which is our own thing. But to do that, it is going to cost a little bit of money. So I've got to think, am I going to invest a lot of time in that and my money, or do I start some sort of fund from you guys and then we can pay Tom to finish, a proper build for us? I want to make this exchange, like when you put your eos-m into an eos-m XL, I want it to be very easy. A lot of you have changed your buttons already, so you've probably taken the back off of your eos-m and replaced your buttons. I want it to be as easy as that. But to do that, it is going to take a little bit of work in, and I can't expect the guys at 3D Focus to do that for free. So let's see what you think. Put your comments down in the comment section below and just let me know what you think. If it's something that you'd like to put in a fund for that I can get started, or should we just leave it as it is and then let's move on to the next one. And talking about the next one, we got these little bad boys here, the Blackmagic Micro and the OG. And I've spoken about these before in a video titled the 1080p Kings, but I think people are realizing about the cinematic look. The eos-m gives you that nice, really cinematic vibe, and especially when you throw some vintage lenses on it. But I actually want to move on now and probably do a big box housing for one of these two. I'm not sure which one yet will get the treatment, but I think that these two in a big box housing would just up the game, And when I do the next one, the version 2, or whether it's one of these into a big box, I want to go for a complete finished look. So the body will have a proper coating, like a nice matte finish on it that looks like a proper cinema camera. And shrunken down, I just think, that it could actually be the way forward for cameras. Why spend all of this money on cameras like the Blackmagic Pocket Cinema Camera 4K, where you hate the design? Or you have to spend, money on a camera which is £3,000, £4,000 when you're just a hobbyist, but you still want to get involved in that big box experience. So this is what I aim to do now. This is what I want you guys to have going forward and what I want to have myself. And I think it's fun, it's a lot of fun. The reason why I haven't broken down the design of the eos-m XL is because I want to take this to the next level. And like I said, I want to make this thing as easy as possible for you guys to be able to build yourself. And I've got big plans for it, but it all depends on you guys, on how much you like, share, comment on this video, because it really does help us YouTubers in being able to know what you want, if you enjoy the content. But you got to remember that this content takes time to do. It takes time, it takes effort, it takes energy. If I was to ever show you all the B-roll for this, you would be like, right, is this guy actually shooting a movie or is he shooting a YouTube video? So come on guys, man, I need you to like, share, comment, and all this kind of stuff. And we've got to take this to the next level together. The eos-m family, eos-m community, let's take it to the next level together. But anyway, I just want to say again, thank you to Portkeys for sending me this monitor. You guys absolutely rock, and I love you. I love this PT5. Stay tuned, because we're going to have some more videos coming up about the Sigma FP. And it's just going to get even more wild in here. So take care, guys. Say goodbye to the eos-m XL. Until next time, later.